everyone. Thank you for joining us for another session of Jeevan Vidya's Mind Management Strategies. Today, we'll continue our discussion on the 7 pillars of successful professional life. So far, we've covered 4 pillars. First, passion. Second, working with obligation. Third, excellence. And fourth, innovation. Today, we shall be discussing the 5th pillar of a successful professional life, which is compassion. We are honored to have with us Mr. Prahlad Pai to discuss the importance of this topic. Thank you, sir, for joining us and helping us understand this topic in greater detail.
Welcome.
So, sir, to begin with our discussion, can you help us understand what compassion means in the context of a workplace, and why is it one of the 7 pillars of success?
Thank you, Snehal. In fact, compassion is the most important pillar of our success, professional success. But in English, we use 3 terms. One is sympathy, empathy, and compassion. So people are using this word interchangeably, but real meaning we should understand. So when we talk about sympathy, sympathy means just understand others. That is the sympathy. When we talk about empathy, not only understand, we must feel their feelings. We must understand their feelings also. And compassion means not only understand and feel, but to help them also. Try to help them also. That is the compassion. So there is a minor differences between these 3 whatever attributes we are talking about. So when I say sympathy, or I will give the one example. If somebody wants the leave and she tells you the reason that my mom is not well, so you understand and you give her the leave. So that is okay. That is a sympathy. But empathy means you will go a little bit further. Try to put yourself in her shoes and try to ask something more. What is going on? What is the problem with your mom? And try to understand her feeling, her problem. That is empathy. And compassion is the next step. That is not only understand her feelings, understand her problems. Wherever required, try and go give some help to them. So that is called compassion. So we have to use all these 3 qualities in a very proper manner depending on the situation. So as per the situation, as per the specific cases, you can use all these 3 as a combination.
So, sir, these days we are also hearing a lot about building a more inclusive kind of a workplace, respecting different religions, or respecting the diversity at workplace. So, does this also form part of compassion in the workplace?
In fact, when you say talk about the inclusion, policy of inclusion, compassionate, we should not be only compassionate for a few people. We have to be compassionate for all. A leader is one, that he is not differentiating with anybody for the race or creed, color or religion. He should not differentiate that. So he must be compassionate to all. And not only that, he must build his team also to be compassionate for each other. That is also very important. So we must have an inclusive policy. We cannot differentiate based on any other things.
Right.
So that is very important.
Sure. Thank you, sir, for helping us understand compassion and all the elements that come into it. Prahlad sir, also help us understand in the competitive world that we see today, in the competitive environments that are there in the workplace, what is the role that compassion plays? What is its significance?
Snehal, you rightly talked about this competition, and this is a really competitive world, and people are only looking for themselves. They are worried about their own money and position and all that. They don't bother about anybody else, and that's why they always think I, me, and myself. They can't go beyond this. So that is not going to help, because when you are leading a team or when you are working with the people, any human being, if you say, they work with 3H. When I say human being, they work with 3H. One H is hands, second H is head, and third H is heart. So no, everybody works with these three things, three main important uh, H, 3H. So when you are talking only about professionalism and not worried about compassionate, then you will not be able to touch their heart. And unless you touch their heart, you will not get the performance what you require. They will work, no doubt about it. They work with their head and heart, the head and hands, but they will not work with their heart. So we always feel that they should give their hearts out. That is very important. Then only you will get a good performance. Not only performance, it will be good performance. Excellent performance only you will get when you are compassionate with the people. So that is very good advantage. So in this professional world also, people want performance only, no? Everybody wants performance. So if you want a performance, this element of compassion is very, very important, and that you cannot neglect it.
Right. So yes, Prahlad sir, I remember this, but people say that people don't leave jobs, they leave bosses. So when bosses
Correct.
are not compassionate enough, it leads to attrition.
Yes.
People leave jobs, and that is in turn going to impact the performance of the organization, the success of the organization, because attrition is also a very expensive or costly thing for the organization. So that's a very interesting point of view that you have shared right now. In fact, I actually remember of a person who actually applies this technique in his workplace, in his team, and he's been able to build a great culture within his team due to this behavior of compassion, of empathy. So I think we should hear from him. What has his experience been like?
Hi there, my name is Shripad Torvi, and I'm marketing manager in a healthcare company in California. Today's topic is actually empathy and compassion, and I'm just going to refer to an event that happened in my career a few years ago that taught me a lot. There was a colleague of mine. She was a very good engineer, brilliant engineer, very hardworking and technically good engineer. And she was on my project. I was the technical lead at the time. And during the project, what started happening was her performance started going down, and my manager was going after her. There were set goals, and why is she not meeting goals, and what's happening? Then there were rumors coming around. People started talking behind her back, and this went on almost for 3 weeks. And though I was not directly responsible, I felt something is going on. So I went and talked to my manager, and I asked him, "Is it okay? Can I talk to her one-on-one? I think that might help." And he said, "Please go ahead." And that's when I set up a one-on-one meeting with her. And before going into the room with her, I had decided that I'm going to go in and just listen to her side of story without judgment and without basically talking first, right? And once I entered the room, within a couple of minutes talking to her, I realized, or I observed that her breathing was a little bit heavy. So I asked her, I said, "This is not right. Maybe she was not feeling well. What's going on?" And then I basically stopped her and I asked, "So I don't think something is right. Are you not well, or are you feeling anxious, emotionally stressed? What's happening? Can you tell me?" And I think she felt that I was really concerned, and I was caring that time. And she revealed to me that she was pregnant, and that pregnancy was, complicated, and that was overwhelming her. And in her culture where she grew up, they do not talk about pregnancy for first 3 months to anyone. So she was hesitating to reveal to anybody. So that actually was very telling to me, that everything actually fell in place, what was going on. And I told her, I just advised her to talk to my manager, because without that, nobody would know and it would be difficult. And with that, did she talk to him? She gave her a schedule that worked for her. Her performance shot up, and I think all the things actually fell in place. And that event actually taught me a lot. Had I not went and decided to talk to her one-on-one and just show some empathy and compassion to listen to her one-on-one what's going on, this would not have happened. So I think I hope we all learn from this, and looking back at that event actually tells me that empathy, compassion, just active listening to a person and trying to understand other person is so critical in our daily life. And in Jivan Vidya principles also we learn that, and hope we all embody these principles and make our life happy. It will help the person in the situation as well as the person who shows the empathy and the compassion. Thank you.
Wow, that was a great experience. I'm sure all of us must have learned a lot from this experience of Shripad. Moving ahead with our discussion. So Prahlad sir, one final question to you. What if leaders start building compassion? Is there any risk of being over compassionate that is going to affect the job or the performance? While we understand that compassion does lead to better performance, but is there also a risk of leaders becoming over compassionate and that hampering the performance?
Snehal, you rightly hit the point, because sometimes people become more compassionate, over compassionate, and definitely then performance is going to affect. So what we need is a balance between the performance and the compassion. There should be a balance. In our management learnings, there was a theory called management grid. What is that management grid? On one axis, there was a concern for the performance, and on another axis, it was a concern for the people. So what that theory says, that we must balance both. We should not be over compassionate and not worried about the performance. There are some managers like this. They are so goody managers. They only worried about the people, worried about the relations with the people, and they are not worried about the performance. So they are not going to be successful. And some people are so harsh. They are so professional. They don't put any emotion anywhere. They are not worried about the people at all. They are not concerned with the people. So both the things are not correct. So there should be a balance. So we should balance both the things. And one more thing I will tell you: if you want to be compassionate with the people, you need the team's help also. You remember. So this culture we have to create in our team, to be compassionate and also to be performance oriented. Both the things we must create in our team also. So whenever there is a problem with some person, the other people, other members of the team should rise to the occasion, and help the person also, and help to keep the performance also. So both the things are very important. So as you rightly say, the attrition is because of not only bosses, it is because of the climate in the company also. Atmosphere in the company is also very important. So people are not only leaving the job for the money or the position. They are leaving the job mainly for the job satisfaction or the climate in the company, office politics, all those things they don't like it, and then they leave the job. So all these factors are to be seen when you are talking about the attrition.
That's right. I think these have been some very valuable insights from your end, Prahlad sir. Thank you so much for sharing these. To summarize all the points that we have discussed today, we understood how compassion is a great combination of sympathy, empathy, also inclusion in the workplace. You also went ahead and helped us understand how each person works with head, hands, and heart. While head and hand is important, heart is equally important, and only being performance oriented doesn't help get the performance from the team. And leaders and managers should focus on also giving compassion to their team members to help increase their performance. And one important point that we discussed by the end was the right balance between concern for work and concern for people. While compassion is an important value, important attribute that we can all build, we need to know how to balance it with performance orientation, and how to build a culture within the team that while we are able to be compassionate to each other, adjust or accommodate each other's leaves, or when somebody is feeling low, showing compassion and accommodating it, at the same time not doing it at the cost of the work, and balancing it as well. So I think it has been a very useful session for all of us today. Thank you once again, Prahlad sir. And I would also like to thank our viewers for joining us today for this session. And we will come back next week with yet another session, yet another pillar in this series. Stay tuned. Thank you.